Hiya, Laurie here and welcome to my channel. I have a humongous project share with you guys today. So this is probably going to be a lengthy video. I'm going to try my best to keep everything in frame, but the journal is massive, so I apologise if I do get out of frame. But this is a custom order for Dawn. Hi Dawn. So I'm going to go through everything and show her everything. So it will be quite a long video, but I will go as fast as I can without skimping on details. So I'm going to pop these to the side just now and I will start off with the journal. So the journal has a snippet roll closure, and to hold that closed I've used this shabby chic flower that I made out of snippets as well. I do have a tutorial on how to make these if you're interested. I will link it below. And what I did was added a brooch to the back. So I'm going to just unlatch that, if I can find the brooch underneath all that lace. And it just comes off like so. I'm just going to pop it back on so that I don't prick myself. And then the snippet roll wraps around several times. There we go. I'm going to pop this aside a second and show you the snippet roll. So I haven't actually measured how long this is. I'm assuming it's over 2 meters. So lots of lace and fabric and buttons and trims of all sorts. Got little flowers in there. This is a sort of botanical witch journal type autumn style journal. One of my wee charms has just fell off there. I will pop that back on in a second. So this is the front cover, which I hand embroidered this image here, which is obviously, I'm trying to make sure I get it all in frame. So we've got the tree, the grass, a little pumpkin, some sunflowers, a half moon at the top, and then a little Peter Pan styled North Star. And then I've got metal book corners here on all 4 sides, and then the same on the back, with a bunch of threads sticking out. And then on the spine, which is a colossal spine, it is massive. Hold on, actually. It is a 3-inch spine. I've got a little hook there for a charm that I've made as well. Hold on a second. So I also made these little guys for the snippet roll, but I felt like they were too big, so once I actually went to lay them on the snippet roll. So I will be including these in your order as well done, so you can use them for whatever you want to use them for. So I made a tassel for the back of the journal, and that's what it looks like. It's got all the lace and trims and things that were used throughout the inside and outside of the journal, plus a couple of extra ribbons and things like that. And that's just got a little lobster clip at the top. And then we have your charm here, which is super dangly. I will include photos of them on the spine, but because of the angle I can't really get it on the film. So I've taken a photo of both the charm and the tassel on the back of, like, on the spine, and I will try and insert them somewhere in the video to show you what it looks like, but there's just no way I'm going to get that on camera while I'm filming. So I apologise for that. So I've got a collection of different charms here, big beautiful bead down the bottom, some other beads throughout, and just other gorgeous charms in different greens and oranges, some butterflies. I've got this jar which I've put some roses into, and this says live, love, laugh. Got a little moon and star, just gorgeous beads, gorgeous pearl charms. I love this one. It's like a little fairy sitting on the moon, if I can get a hold of it. It's like a little fairy sitting on the moon. So yeah, there's that. And then like that has the same idea, it's just a larger lobster clip to pop on to the hook. And then I hand embroidered this little owl, and again that just has a little lobster clip at the top as well. So you can put all or one or none of these on. So I'm going to pop these aside just now. Oh, give myself some room. So now into the actual journal. Actually no, we're not, because I'm going to show you the charms on the front. So the front, I've added lace on the page edges. I've added tabs. I've got leaves and other things like that just poking out. And then on some bulb pins, I've also added some beads and charms just to sort of dangle down the side. Obviously you can take these off if you want to and use them on anything else. A little leaf there. So they're just kind of strewn throughout the entire process of this part of the journal. And then further in there is paper clips that have them as well. So on to the first page, shall we? And I'll just try and get this in frame as best I can. Sorry. Okay, so the front cover, a while back I did a sort of shabby chic journal that was roughly this size as well, and Dawn wanted the same kind of journal again, as it was herself that bought it. So she wanted the same front inside pocket, inside pages. So this pocket I came up with on that last journal, and so I've just recreated it basically in the theme of this journal. So I've popped a applique of this gorgeous bird on here, and I think it's on a branch with some flowers, and I think these are Chinese cherry blossoms, but I may be wrong, but it's just absolutely stunning. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's very satiny type silky thread that it's been done with, so it's almost shiny. It's gorgeous. So I have some journal cards in here that are basically double-sided. They're backed onto tea-dyed paper, and they're from a digikit. I cannot recall what digikit, I'm very sorry, it was a while ago that I got it. And then this pops up, which I've layered with this gorgeous, I absolutely love this green lace. And I've put some leaves down here as well, those are applique as well. And then I've got this beautiful cameo coloured green, camel green coloured lace here, and I've just layered up different laces as well. And then this pops open, and I've just popped a sort of border of this gorgeous, I'm really addicted to this stuff at the moment, I really love it. And I've popped some journal cards in here. I got these in a scrapbooking pack, and I just thought they were so perfect. We've got a beautiful fairy here. I love this on her face here. It's absolutely stunning. And then a unicorn talking to like a stone giant, which I thought was very mythical and appropriate. So I've popped them in this pocket for you to use as you liked on. Obviously you don't have to use them in this journal, but I really thought that you would like those. So on to the first page. I'm really sorry guys, this is going to be a long one. We've got this beautiful vintage book page here. And then here I've made some vellum out of napkin, and it's just stunning. I love this napkin. And then this is a fairy from A Midsummer's Night's Dream. I had a look online for some copyright free images, and I only found two. So it was this one and another one. So I've made a full page pocket out of this. I'm going to have to slide it down to get into it. Oh! And I've just made a large journal card for that. I'm trying to get it all in frame. So it's backed onto tea-dyed paper, and then I've just collaged on the front, and then I've got this beautiful ribbon here. See if I can get that back in. Okay. And then we have our first tab on this page as well, which is that beautiful sort of scalloped almost lace. I've also done the sort of doily trick when I was tea dyeing the paper, which I love. It's the first time I've done it, and I will definitely be doing more. It is absolutely stunning. And I've put some stickers. These are vellum black and white stickers, and I love the effect they give. It's almost like someone's actually sketched it onto the page. So I've got a little bag here, and this is actually a vintage card that I own, and I've scanned it and printed it out, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And then I got this on Pinterest, and I've just printed it out and then popped it onto some tea dye paper as a card. So you've got plenty of journaling space on that. And then got a little bead dangle on this paper clip here. And then this is real. This is a real specimen of a branch or something. I ordered some dried flowers online, and I was so worried they weren't going to get here in time. It's not something I normally include because obviously I don't know if it's going overseas or not, but because I knew it was staying in the UK, I got so excited that I could actually add real specimens. So that is a real specimen, and I think it's from Japan, if I remember correctly. This is a Midsummer's Night's Dream. I did find more pages from the Midsummer's Night's Dream book that I was talking about before, Dawn, so I've added them in here. And then I've just done a collage down here on this beautiful sunflower and created a tuck. And then these are pages that I actually created myself. So I've made a few digital prints, well, digital pages that are like, you wouldn't get them anywhere else. They're specifically made for this journal. So I've popped them in as journal cards so that if you don't want to use them in your journal, you don't have to, but no one else will have this kit. It is solely for this journal, basically. And then here I have a napkin page, and I've done the trick where you glue it with plastic wrap rather than glue, and then I've stenciled on the back. And this is hand dyed paper here as well, and like I said, most of the pages have some sort of lace or tab on the edge, so I'm not going to point out every single one. I've also done some decorating on the edge of some pages, so I've got some flowers here and then some buttons, and this is a vintage music paper. Some mushrooms down here, a observatory book of butterflies, and then I hand dyed some sari silk as well, and I absolutely love how this came out. It almost looks pearlesque. It's gorgeous, and I've done a sort of ruffle, and I've used this beautiful emerald green thread to attach everything, and it's just stunning. So here I have a paper clip that's also a tag sort of notebook, and that's just on an Edith Holden page. And then I've got another tab where I've just layered up different textiles. Is that even in frame? Different textiles. And then it has another little bead dangle on it. Some antique piano paper. And I love these. These are just little bits of ribbon. And I've just draped them over like tabs as well. And I absolutely love how they look peeking through the journal. So I've added quite a bit of these. I love this ribbon. It's such a beautiful colour. Another little flower up there. Some more Midsummer's Night's Dream pages. And then here I've done a little tag with some birdies on it. And then a little specimen card. So I've stamped onto some acetate, and then I've sandwiched it between two bits of card. From a book page, a vintage book page, and then I've sewn around it. And then down in this pocket, this is an Edith Holden poem. Some more tea-dyed paper, some more lace, and then I've got a large envelope here, and then I've got some more digiprint type things that I got off Pinterest. I don't know what's happening with my voice. More beautiful lace, and then here is our first raggedy. I'm going to turn it sideways, I think. That'll probably be the best way to show you. So I've just layered up some lace and fabric and buttons. I love this button. It's like a little flower. And just other textiles to create this beautiful raggedy. And then on the back, it's just this gorgeous green fabric. So you could cover this up with paper, or you could cut it up, or whatever you want to use it for. I've also done a corner pocket here using the same lace that I used on the front pocket. And in here I've used a large Edith Holden book page as a journal card. I absolutely love this image. Stunning. And then I've taken a book of observatory about trees, and I've added some green craft paper to the back of that to create a sort of layered look, and then tea-dye paper on the back for a journal card as well. More Edith Holden pages. And then here we have, I'm going to pop these to the side so I can kind of shimmy this over. Oh, I love this. This is a vintage book page that I've kind of been hoarding in my book, in my not scraps, but I've been hoarding it basically. I didn't want to give it up because how gorgeous is this? But it was too perfect. So I've put a frame around it with this gorgeous lace, and then this pops open and you've got more notebook paper in here. And then we also have a lace pocket down here, and I've popped in some more Edith Holden poems, and they're backed onto tea-dye paper so you can journal on the back. And then I have another real specimen in here which I've just stitched around. So those hide away in there. And another tab here with a little bird cage on it. More tea-dye paper, music paper. The other side, that gorgeous napkin. Hand-dyed paper, Midsummer's Night's Dream. This is vintage ledger paper here. And I've got a little tab at the top there as well. And then on the other side of that bag, I've got this gorgeous sort of farm style piece of ephemera, and it's got like 2 little puppies in it and a pony, so I thought it was just cute. And then I've got a little toadstool down here. And then here I have just layered a bunch of different coloured silk autumn style leaves. On the other side of that, vellum hanky. And then another tab there. And then I do have 2 bookmarks in here as well, so you'll see them kind of poking out as they kind of leave, they kind of tilt basically. So in between the signatures is like the perfect place for this feather leaf style part to sit. And then the chain leads around into the page that you want to save. And then I've got this sticker down here as well, and more of that gorgeous lace. And then here what I did was I took some beautiful green lace and I sandwiched it between 2 bits of tracing paper and then sewn around it. And so you can write on this, on either side of this, but then you can still see the lace through it. And then I've added another one of those gorgeous ribbon tabs onto it. Some more Edith Holden paper. And then in this pocket here, I've done a sort of little collaged card for journaling, and then another one of those observer journaling cards there as well. And again, that's on an Edith Holden poem that I've just stitched around. And another tab up there. And then here I've got a Tracy Fox printable on this side. And then I can't remember, I just bought these for this journal and I can't remember who it was from, but I will link her below. So they're, I'm going to take this out so I can show you properly. They're like herbal pages. And then inside I've taken a journaling card and I've decoupaged a napkin on it, put tracing paper over the top, and then whip stitched around and added a little charm. These were actually the last thing I made for this journal, and it's one of my favourite things to do, and I totally spaced on making it. I like to make obviously different cards and different journal cards. I don't want them all to look the same, and I was really struggling on what to think of, and it was my friend Laurie, hi Laurie, who reminded me of it, and I was like, why didn't I think of that? It's like my favourite thing to do at the moment. So thank you, Laurie, for getting me out of my brain freeze there. So in this pocket I've added 2 more of those journal cards, and then this is from a fabric, well, a piece of fabric basically that Dawn really loved, and it's actually the fabric that I used for her traveller's notebook, which I will show you once I'm done here. And there was a lot left when I was done, so I had a bunch of these little things, and so I just cut them up and used them as journal cards. And then here we have another specimen, and then this has got little acorns on this paper clip. And then in this pocket, I've just got a large, or a decent sized tag rather, with these gorgeous flowers. I think that's an Artemisia, but I may be wrong because I've had it for so long. Some more mushrooms, another tab where I've just layered up different fibres, and then another little bead dangle on there. Some more napkin vellum that I've made. Whoops, nearly missed the first bookmark. So this is the bookmark. So it's a large chain that leads all the way down the page, and at the bottom I've got this gorgeous rose. I didn't want to add too many more charms to it because I've got glue on my hand, because if she has a charm on the back, I didn't want any to tangle. So I've added 2 bookmarks and they both have a charm on the bottom. Some more vintage ledger, and this is just beautiful vintage, I think it's French, can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's a French dictionary page. And then I've just embellished here with some leaves and flowers, and I've added little pearls on the flowers. And then I've got a triple pocket here, so in the front I've just layered a little collage on the bottom here, and then I've popped in some tiny little tags that I've just collaged on top of as well. And then I've put this journal card in here as well, with a woman sitting in the garden smelling the roses. At least I think that's what she's doing. I think this is a Mrs. Coggs, if I remember correctly, and I've just put some paper on the back to journal on that. And then tucked in here I have a little piece of letter paper, and then the other image that I'd found from Midsummer's Night's Dream. This actually printed wrong. It was near the end of my printer and the ink changed colour, but I love it. It's supposed to be an orangey colour. I absolutely love the pinks and things like that it came out with. So I just left it as is because I think it's absolutely stunning, and you can't really get that effect again unless your printer's running out of ink. So I thought it was really cool. So I've got a little leaf on this tab, if I can get a hold of it. Can you even see that? And then the other side of that dictionary page. And then here I've done a sort of nazi flip from Laminate Bloom. That's where I got the idea from this. So I've just layered this beautiful applique type trim onto this gorgeous lace. I absolutely love this lace, and it's really like a heavy textured lace. And this just flips up out of the way for you to journal underneath, and then you can hide it away. Some beautiful lace trim there. The other side of that napkin, and another tab here. And then here I have done a glassine bag, and it's got a little heart on this paper clip, and I've got a little pocket on the front with a little rose hanging from it, and I've put 2 lace tags in there, and then I've actually stamped onto the bag, so that's like a stamped image. And then inside the bag I have a few things. So this is from an Edith Holden book, and then this is just a journaling card that I love, and then that's another one of those fabric pieces from that sort of Halloween style fabric panel. That was the word I was looking for, fabric panel. And that just tucks in onto that paper clip. And then in this pocket I've done a sort of Franken tag, and I just love these keys. They make me think of old garden keys. So I've done a little Franken tag there with some lace at the top, and then there's just a little piece of ephemera that you can journal on the back of in there as well. And then another one of those stickers. So there's 5 signatures in this journal altogether. Another Edith Holden poem there, and a little heart on this tab. And then that's the other side of that herbal printout pocket type thing, and that Tracy Fox one. And then that's the other napkin journal card, and this one's got a little wing on it. So I think there's like 6 of these pockets, and they all have this type of journal card inside it. Some more mushrooms. And then here I've done a sort of double pocket system thing, and inside each pocket there is 2 green tags that I've just collaged onto the front of. And I've also collaged on the front of the pockets with some textiles as well. So that's the other side of that lace and tracing paper page. And this one I've put lines on it and another little ribbon. Some more lace here. I have left all the little tails. Obviously, Dawn, if you don't like those, you can trim them off. I just love them. So I've left them be. I've got another little leaf on this. You can't even see it. This bulb pin here. Another Edith Holden page. Beautiful, beautiful. I absolutely love them. And then here, what I did was I've done the napkin trick with the cellophane and the paper, and then I've scanned it and printed it out, and then I've put another one of those herbal pages on it, and then this is the other napkin tracing paper. So you can write on this over the napkin, and then you can also write on the other side. Just tuck that in like so. Some vintage ledger. Another observer's page. Some ledger. I've made a little tuck spot out of this pocket, and then I've just decorated them with stamps to make journal cards. And then in this pocket we have a gorgeous tag for you to journal on as well. And I've just collaged onto the front of this pocket. Slide it back down. More of that beautiful vintage book page. Another sticker here. Some more gorgeous lace. Another vellum napkin page. Some more vintage music paper. Another Midsummer's Night's Dream. This is another real specimen, and it's just got a little bead on the end there. This paper I actually got from a calendar, and I just thought it looked almost like something out of The Secret Garden, so I used it. I've backed it onto tea-dye paper so you can still journal on the back, and obviously you can cover it up or whatever. I just thought it was stunning. Some Tim Holtz vellum paper, and then another poem down there from Edith Holden. And in the centre of the middle signature, I've just done a sort of little collage. So I've got a double pocket system at the top, and I think, yeah, so I've got a journal card in here, and then I've got a vintage recipe on French pear tart. I did try to see if I had like a pumpkin pie or anything like that, but I didn't, so that was like the closest thing I had to it. And then in this gorgeous crow pocket, I have 2 more specimens. So this is a tree. I don't know if that's going to come up on camera, but there's a tree there, and then a butterfly there, and they're just tucked in here. And then this page opens all the way up, and it's just it's an A4 sized page for writing, and then it folds away like a little letter. And more Tim Holtz paper, and that's the other side of that. How beautiful is that garden? Some more stickers down there. Another corner lace pocket here, and again I've taken a Observer's page book to create that, and then another Edith Holden page for a large journaling card. I mean, I tried to pick just purely gorgeous. I mean, it wasn't hard to find them, to be fair, but gorgeous images of hers. And then I've done a little collage of flowers down this page edge, and then I've also sort of zigzagged this garland type trim of pearls and roses, and then I've added buttons onto them as well. Oops. It's more of that beautiful vintage book page. I absolutely love that book page. That book. Some more lace here. Some more little mushrooms. Another one of those herbal pages on the other side of that napkin. And then another journal card with the tracing paper over top and a little charm hanging from it. This one's got a little leaf. And then more Edith Holden. And then here I have this beautiful, I got this out of the same paper pack that I got the first 2 tags that are in the end paper pocket. And it's a little gnome, and he's under these glowing mushrooms, and there's a little dragon and a glowing butterfly and the stars and everything in the background. I just thought it was absolutely stunning. So I've put it in as a large pocket, and I've added this window envelope, which I've just collaged on the front of, and then it pops open, and I've just put a large journal card in there. This is a Tracy Fox image that I've backed onto vintage ledger paper, and I just wanted something pretty on the inside basically. But you could put a photograph in there, you could put anything you want in there obviously, but I just love the fact that it's got the little window, and it actually has a really cute quote on the back that I left. And then we have our other bookmark in this signature, so as you can see it's just poking at the top there. Some more tea-dye paper, another one of those collaged pockets, and again I have some images that I've created for this journal. Some digital, if I could talk it would be great, digital images that I've made just for this journal basically. Another one of those lace and tracing paper pages. This is again the napkin where I've done the cellophane trick. Some more Edith Holden paper and hand dyed paper. Another little bag here with this gorgeous tag in there. Again, I think that's an Artie Maze, but I may be wrong. It was ages ago that I got it. Another sticker down there. I'm trying to go faster. So we've got another fabric Nazi type flip, and it's lace at the top, and then there's absolutely stunning applique trim there as well. So obviously you can still see the writing underneath that one. Some more antique music paper, a large fabric lace tag, and I've added a little flower up the top there, and then another large journaling card that I've just collaged on the front of, and I've just collaged on the front of that pocket as well. I've made a little flower out of book pages. Some vintage ledger, some more of those leaves, and then here we have our second bookmark, and I've put a little moon on the bottom of that just to kind of represent the moon that's on the front cover. And then we have another large envelope here, and again I've put a digital print that I got from Pinterest, and then this is a fabric journaling card that I've just stitched around. And then we get some flowers again, and I've put again some flat back pearls in there, and some leaves are poking out the side. Another sticker down here, another ruffle with this beautiful lace, another tab on some vintage ledger, and some piano paper again, and another specimen here, and it's got a little bead dangle on that paper clip. More mushrooms, another bag here, and I've put some little tiny tags in there that are backed onto tea-dye paper for journaling. And then here I've done a double pocket system. This is the only page I've added that I created myself, digital page that I created myself, that I've added permanently into the book, and I've done it as a double pocket. And I've created 2 journal cards for this page. Sorry about that. So I've collaged on 2 cards here, and I think these are Mrs. Coggs if I remember correctly. So these are just note cards that I've collaged on the back of, and I've covered up with card before I've started collaging. So they just tuck right in there. And then I've got another Edith Holden page here. The other side of that gorgeous napkin. This is actually the last napkin I have of that. And I just love it. So this is more of that tracing paper and lace sort of sandwich page. And then up the top here I have a little butterfly specimen, and I've got a little butterfly hanging from it, and that's just held on with one of those little bulldog clips. Another observer's book of flowers page, and then this is the other image as well. And again I've done a large full page pocket out of this. This is Queen of the Fairies, and I'll just see if I can get this out. There we go. and that's the journal card that goes inside it. So I've just collaged the same idea as the first one, and I'll just pop this away if I can. Woo! I did it. So we've got another tab down here with a little rose hanging on it, and then I believe this is the last signature. Our tea-dyed paper, and then this is the main reason that I got the calendar pages into the book, was because of this pumpkin page. So I wanted to add this, and so I looked for a few more that I wanted to add. So I think there's 3 in all from the calendar, and then another sticker, and then another little tuck spot from an Edith Holden poem, and the last little slide there, and that's a leaf. And then I've got a little tag and another one of those vintage dictionary pages, another tab here, another Tracy Fox image here, and then on the other side, actually the kit that I bought only came with 4 images, and I thought that was enough, and it turned out I needed 2 more, so I went onto Pinterest and I actually found a bunch of other images. So if you are looking for sort of herbal images, have a look on Pinterest first, because there are a ton for free. So that's where I got this one, and I've got another journal card here, and this one's got a feather at the top. Some more tea-dyed paper, vintage book, music paper, some more vintage book pages, some ledger, and then there's that napkin again, but this time it's vellum. And some more vintage ledger, and I seem to have, there we go, caught that, some mushrooms down the bottom. And then in this bag I've just created this tiny little notebook to pop in here. Some more Edith Holden pages, and then I've got a little bead dangle, can you see that? A little bead dangle on there. And then here I've done a sort of flip. So I've collaged on the front of this gorgeous orange scrapbooking paper, and this is a vintage book page that I just tore this image out of. And then I've collaged some lace up the top, so we've got 2 layers of lace here. That thread's coming from somewhere else. And then I've got a little birdie down here, and then I've got, it's like a little circle, not coaster, I can't remember the word, but then I've overlaid it with a little flower, and then this flips up, and then you've got more journaling space or drawing space underneath. And if I can bring this down, I've got a really large pocket in there, and then inside, okay, sorry, I nearly dropped the book, so I was like, I better come back. Yeah, so in here you've got your vintage styled book page, so it's not real vintage, it's just a copy of a vintage book page, and then digital print journal card. I love these, I think they're just stunning. And then here I have another lace tag, and I've taken some pumpkin seeds and I've sandwiched them between acetate and whip stitched around them to create little charms basically. And these are actually the pumpkin seeds from my own pumpkins from Halloween, and those just tuck in that big pocket and it folds over like that. Some more tea-dye paper. I've got another one of those paper clip styled tags, one of my hairs. So it's like a wee tag, but then it's got journaling space on the inside, and another Midsummer's Night's Dream page there. And then here I've layered some flowers again, and then this time in the centre, you might not be able to see, but I've actually added little roses rather than pearls. So these are tiny little roses, and I've added those to the centre. And then in this triple pocket, again, I've collaged on the front, and then I've collaged a little journaling card there, and then a larger journal card there. Oops. And again, this is a Miss Coggs image, and some tea-dye paper on the back. And I've actually stenciled some leaves on this as well, the same with the other one. And then in the back of this pocket, I have some more letter paper tucked in there. And then the other image on a smaller scale as well. And you can see what I mean if I was to basically show you this. Side by side, they're the same image, but I just love how this is done. It almost looks like it's been watercoloured. I'll never find my page now. But yeah, I love the effect it's given. There we go. And the colours, it's just stunning. So I used them. So I hope you like them too, Dawn. And then here I have a skeleton leaf. I'm going to leave it on the page because it's easier to see it that way. And it's got this beautiful pink tipped edge. And I've secured that into I've laminated it basically and then stitched around it. And it's got a little tiny butterfly on the paper clip there as well. Some more Midsummer's Night's Dream pages, another sticker, more tea-dyed paper, another double pocket system where I've just collaged with different textiles, and then I've collaged onto a large and smaller green tag for each pocket. And they're tucked in there. And then I've got, oh, I've got nothing in there. I'll need to remember to pop something in there. Some vintage ledger. The other side of that, a vellum page. And then another pocket where I've collaged. And then at the last of my digi prints that I created for this journal. So I tried to make them whimsical but still herbal. So you've got a kind of mixture between the two. But they are my first digi prints, like digital art basically that I've ever done. So I hope you like them, Dawn. Here's the second raggedy. And again, on the back you can just see some hand stitching, and obviously you can cover this up with paper. I've got some charms, some buttons, some flowers, bows, little butterflies and things like that. And I've got one little sort of tab part poking out the edge. Some more music paper. And another one of those, oops, herbal pages. And then the other side of that, Tracy Fox page. And the last tissue paper and tracing paper journal card. That one's got a little leaf on it as well. And the charms for these are actually all coloured with a sort of green tinge, which I thought was really cool. Some more hand-dyed paper. The other side of that vintage dictionary. Oops. And then this is the other side of that calendar page. So obviously it was too big, so I folded it over so that it created a pocket, and then I added tea-dye paper to the other side, and I did this with another one of the pages as well. So that's the last journal card that I made from that fabric panel. And then I've got some more Edith Holden snippets as journal cards. I love that one. How cute, those little birdies. And there we go, the back of the book. So on the back I've done the same thing that I did in the last journal that Dawn got for me. So it's 2 envelopes and they fold over like so. I'm going to see how I need to do this. I might be able to fit it in if I do it like this. So it's an envelope on both sides, and they're fabric covered, and I've edged them with lace on this side, and then I've added this big gorgeous doily on the bottom of both of them. And then I've also added some gorgeous ribbon. It's the same ribbon here, the same ribbon that I've used throughout basically. And then tucked inside, I'll show you those in a second actually because I can't really get into them like that. But I've got a belly band here, and then I've tucked in 3 traveller's notebooks because she also purchased a traveller's notebook from me. So I've basically done 3 different refills for you basically. So I believe they're all lined. Yes, they're all lined. And then they just tuck in here, and I've got that gorgeous lace on the back of that as well. And this beautiful flower on the centre. I'm going to flip this back round and make life a little bit easier on myself. Ooh. Okay, so in the pockets, both pockets have the same things inside them. So we have a sort of specimen notebook style thing that I created. So it was basically if you were like out doing your work and you would took a specimen, you would then take the notes of this specimen, was kind of what I had in mind here. And then a little matchbook notebook that I've just collaged on the front of. And the other pocket has the same thing inside. So we have another matchbook here, and again I've just collaged on the front of that, and that's made out of an Edith Holden book page as well. And then we have one more of these, and it's just a different colour, a different coloured flower. So they slip in there, and then this just ties with this beautiful ribbon. I absolutely love this ribbon, and I've actually used it all in this journal, so I'm definitely going to need to get some more of that. So Dawn, I really hope that you love your journal as much as I do. I think that I went a little overboard, but I absolutely love it, and I have absolutely loved working in it. So I hope that you do too. So moving right along, Dawn also ordered a drawstring bag. So I've made her one out of the rest of that Halloween fabric panel that I was talking about. So this is it here. So we've got a pumpkin with an owl on one side and then a little cat on the other. And then I've just used this beautiful crocheted lace as the ties. And then on the inside, I have a traveller's notebook that I've made slightly different to a normal traveller's notebook in the way that it pops open and closed. So it's like almost like an envelope or clutch. So it's the same idea as any normal traveller's notebook. It still has the elastic and everything in it. But this is the image that we used from the fabric panel that this came from, and it's this cool witch flying in front of the moon. And then there's the back, and I've just collaged different laces and different vintage buttons and things like that. And then it is just 2 pop buttons to hold it closed. And on the inside I've added some pockets. So I've got 2 pockets here and then a large pocket in the back. And then I've just tucked in some ephemera into these pockets and get a hold of it. I think that's a little ticket in there, and I've added some lace along here and then some more journal cards in there, and then I've put 2 notebooks inside it. So one's tea-dyed paper and one is lined paper. And then in the back I've added a bunch of goodies as well, including a little specimen of tea piece of ephemera. And then in the back there's just like vintage cigarette cards, some journaling card tags, and then I've added some feathers as well and some flowers, and then some vintage paper doll style ephemera, and then some more flowers as well. These are stickers that you can obviously stick on, and they look almost see-through because they're acetate. So that is your traveller's notebook. And then last one, we have another large, well, slightly larger drawstring bag here. And I've used the same fabric that I covered the journal in, but I've overlaid it with that gorgeous green lace. And I absolutely love it. And again, I've used some crocheted lace as the ties. Just pop that out of the way. And this is for her folio. So I don't know if you remember, but a while back I did some ephemera folios out of Amazon packaging, and so Dawn wanted one of those, and so I made her one. So this is the front of it, and I've used this cool autumn styled scrapbooking card, and it's just awesome. I love it. It's like wood, but it's got leaf imprints all over it as well. So that's the front and back, and it is buckling slightly because I did go overboard. And then on the spine I've used this beautiful eyelet lace that's all I can't remember the word, scalloped scalloped edge on it, and I've done the same on the inside. So it has 3 pages, and then it has the back as well. So on the first page I have these envelopes that flip out, and inside, filled to the brim, we have a bunch of, well, brown tags in this one, and these are all on sticker paper, so you just peel the back off and then you're good to go. And there's 2 of each kind in black, and then 2 of each kind in brown. And then in this pocket I've made a large pull away notebook, so you can, well, tear away, I think it's called, so you can just tear away the page when you're done writing, basically. It's the kind of page you would use for like shopping lists or to-do lists or stuff like that. So they just flip over like that. And then on this page we have 3 pockets. So in the large pocket at the top I've made these thin tags. So this is a Mrs. Coggs image, and I've just sewn around it, and then this is an Edith Holden image, and I've sewn around it, and again they're on tea-dye paper for you to journal on. So I've stuck to the same theme as her journal, so everything in here can be used in the journal as well. And I've added a bunch of those little specimen cards, and I'm pretty sure these are stickers as well. And then I've created a vellum tag, and I've just layered on top of this is a book end page, and I absolutely love it. How gorgeous is that? And then I've stamped some butterflies onto the vellum, and then I've got 2 eyelets with some twine at the top and some lace. And then in this pocket I have 3 envelopes behind it, and inside those envelopes are little coin envelopes, and I've added die cuts and things like that in there. So these are butterflies and birds. So basically I filled it with ephemera and things like that that you can use in, well, not just in your journal, but in any kind of craft. And then in this one there are some vellum flowers. I don't know what happened to my voice there. And I've just left it so that the flap is hanging over, just so it's easier for you to pull it out, basically. And then in this one we have some mushrooms. And on the front of these I've also stuck some vellum stickers. And then I've also made a separate little folder, and I've got this beautiful velvet ribbon. So it actually, when you hold it, push it closed, it actually like suctions onto itself and keeps itself closed because they line up and cling on to one another. And then in here I've created 2 tags. So we've got mushrooms and then butterflies, and they're like sort of specimen card type tags that I've popped lined tea-dyed lined paper on the back of, so that you can journal on them. And that just tucks in there. And then on this page we have another triple pocket, and I've created a little notebook, and it's just kind of like a mini journal type notebook. So it's got different paper throughout the inside, and that just tucks in there. And then I've got another vellum style tag that's overlaid onto vintage book paper, and this one, it has a bird. I'm going to take these out before I put that back in because that was quite a tight squeeze. So I pop this in. Pop this in first, since it's the thinnest thing. So it is chock-a-block filled to the gunnels. And then in here I have more labels. So these ones are all little mushrooms. And again, they're all on stickers. I actually messed up and stamped, because I've stamped all these images myself. And I stamped on the wrong side of the sticker paper. So on the backs, you'll see that you have some labels as well, which you can either use in collage, or if you have a full image, you can use it as a label as well, or you can just throw them away. And then in here we have some fancier labels. So again, I think you've got 3 of each of these. Yeah, 3 of each of these ones. And they tuck in there. If I can get them in. And then on this side, I've created a large pocket, then 2 smaller pockets. And in here, I've created a sort of window style ephemera folder. And then I've stamped all these different types of flowers that you can use as ephemera or to decorate with. They're all different. There's no like doublers or anything in there. And there's a lot. There's a lot of them. I'm going to take these out of the way just now. And then in these pockets, we have little vellum pockets. And I'm not going to open them up, but they have the same idea. So these have, again, stamped flower images. And then these have little frame style labels. So just the same idea. Lots of different types of embellishments and ephemera for you to use in your journal or wherever you want to use them. I'll pop that away later. And then on the other side, pop this back down, we have some letter paper. And I've put 3, I think, yeah, 3 different pages in here for you to journal on. And then we've got our notebook, which is like a little mini journal. And I've covered it in fabric and then stitched around it and added a fabric label on the front. And then I've added some twine because it's nature themed and I wanted to, basically. And then in these pockets, I'm just going to take everything out and then put it back in as I go. So in the very top pocket, we have this large journaling card from Edith Holden book page. And I've backed it onto tea-dye paper. And then here I've made another little folder type thing. But I've put a notebook on one side. And then these are all vintage stamps. And then some not so vintage stamps, but the vintage stamps, and then there's sort of botanical style stamps in here as well. And again, I've just collaged on the front of that. And then I've made another vellum tag. And you can journal on the back of these, by the way, I forgot to show you that. And then in the last pocket, we have a little envelope, and this is the book page that I used for the tags. I absolutely love it. It's just stunning, and it's just full of flowers and feathers and things like that. I love that one. How cool is that? So yeah, it's full of lots of fun things for you to play with. If I can get it closed again, that would be nice. And that just tucks in there. And then on the other side, we have our little flip. And in our little belly bands here, I've put 2 envelopes. And I've just sealed those with little Tim Holtz paper clips. And in here, we have some paper dolls of lots of different kinds. So we've got some modern, some vellum, some little girls, and just some vintage ones as well. So they all go in there. And then in this one, again, it's got a wee Tim Holtz paper clip in there. We have a lot of mess. I've got little die cuts or fussy cuts. I got them from a die cut book, and they've all got different images on them. So I'm not going to take them all out, but they are all botanical themed. So I've got a bunch of those. Whoops, missed one. Got a bunch of those in there. Come here. And those just slip into these little belly bands here. And then this just unwraps like so. And then we have a pocket on either side of the flaps as well. So in this pocket, I've made a little tiny envelope out of a book page. And I've added more of these tags, labels. These are my favourite labels. I think they just go with absolutely everything. So I've added a bunch more of those. So you do actually have some in the first envelope, but I've added more of these purely because of the ones that I go through most of. And I wanted to make sure you had a bunch, basically. And then I've got a little envelope here. And I've made these little sort of specimen type cards with pumpkin seeds, and I've made them out of vintage book pages, and I love the fact that it almost looks like that's the top of the flower, and then you've got the writing on the other side. And they just slip in there. And then we have our little Tim Holtz inspired spine area here as well. And so this flips like pages. So in here I've put a little file folder style booklet type thing. And I've got one of those Tim Holtz die cuts. And again, I've added more stamped images of different flowers, I think these are all trees actually, these ones are all trees. And I've added another little notebook here for you to journal on. And that just slips into this pocket here. And I've created a gusseted envelope out of a vintage book page, and this just opens like so. These are only held on by brads, by the way, so I don't know if you can see, but the brads here are holding these on, so you can take these out and replace them with something else. But we've got a gusseted pocket here, and I'm not going to take everything out of here, but we do have a bunch of die cuts in here. And then on the last page that I've done, I have a sort of window ephemera type style again, and I've put a bunch of fussy cuts. So I've got fussy cut flowers here, and again I've made this out of an Edith Holden book page, which I've used 2 book pages and then sewn them together to give it extra strength. And then I've added the acetate to give you 4 pockets, and where I've added some fussy cut images of flowers and stuff. And then you do have all these other pages for you to play with and add to. So that is everything, and I really hope that you love it, Dawn, and I will get that all packaged up for you and ready to go as soon as I can. Thank you for everybody who watched, if you made it this far. I hope you got plenty of inspiration and ideas and things to do from this. And thank you for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.